You are listening to the Soul Curators podcast, where we get into the funk and soul of things. It's all about good conversations about music. So come join us.
Welcome back to the Soul Curators podcast. We are back with the whole crew. And when I say the whole crew, I mean the entire crew. We got your man, MistaGoodBar, in the building. We got Soup's Kitchen. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Christina Curate's in the building.
Hello.
We are joined by our maestro, our producer, the man extraordinaire, Mr. Alpete is here. How are you, boss?
What's the deal, y'all? How y'all feeling?
It's good, man. We just got what everybody is listening to right now is a group of scorned people because we just got stood up. Now I'm not gonna call no names. Not gonna call no names because it seems like being stood up apparently is the move, but that's all right. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna move with love. Shout out to those who need to be with us. We're gonna do it again another time. But our we on Soup's birthday. That's what we doing. We firing.
Are we adopting the Soup's Kitchen persona because it's his birthday?
His birthday. Yes. We going up with him. But listen,
he ain't wasting no time. He is going right on up.
We going up. But look, I think what's happening is that, and this is a little bit of transparency. Like all of us have had a very tough week at certain points early. All of us have had like a week of challenge, and it's refreshing to be able to build with people of like minds and to find your tribe and to take a moment to just kind of decompress and talk amongst people who have the same mindset as you and brainwaves. So this is our escape from the trials of adulthood and doing what we got to do and being responsible and all of that. So it's always a pleasure to get back with the people. So Miss Christina Curates, how are you today, ma'am?
It's only a couple of days in. I'm doing pretty good. Started back my day job. Not like I have a night job, but you guys know me. So I'm doing pretty good. I can't complain too much. Yeah.
Hey boy, what we doing? What kind of cake we eating today?
I'm too old for cake.
Come on.
No, you're not.
We had cheesecake. We had Oreo cheesecake. It was good.
That's what's up, man. Many blessings to you, man. Many more.
Thank you.
Alpete.
Yes, sir.
Listen, man. The camera sharp. You sharp. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're the measuring stick for what we need to be doing and what we need to be looking like right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As they say, trying to be the example. But listen, getting to this process right here was a long shot, boy. Like it took a lot of studying and a lot of money. So trust that. So, but nevertheless,
absolutely, we are blessed to have you. Listen now, Mr. Alpete, at this point, I'm probably going to end up turning it over to you because you had a wonderful idea for today's conversations. Yeah. So I'm asking you to go ahead and step up and let us know what you want to. You directing this choir. What we doing?
Okay. Well, first off, if you're listening, thank you so much to the people that rock with the music curators, the sound benders. Make sure y'all follow everyone individually. I'm doing the pre-shout outs real quick, but make sure y'all follow each one of them because they got dope music, dope playlists, all that good stuff. All right. Yeah. So we did a pivot mode, and that pivot mode is very crucial when it comes to content creating and influencing and stuff like that. So I have 2 deck of cards. One of them is from the Griot, and it's called The Blackest Questions with Dr. Christina Greer. And I got these cards from the conference I went to last weekend, the NABJ, National Association of Black Journalists. It was held in Birmingham, Alabama, and the Griot podcast network was there. So they had Natasha there, they had Panama Jackson was there, Michael Harrod was there, Roy Woods was a special guest as well. So they had a session. And,
okay, FAMU.
Okay.
Okay.
And I got a question, LP. You said it was in Birmingham, Alabama. Did you went strapped?
Wait, King.
Let me tell you something. All right,
did you have your chair? Did you have your chair with you?
I did not have the chair, but it was so funny that I was in Alabama when everything was happening. You know, when I rolled up, I was thinking about the Carly Russell, and Carly Russell happened in Birmingham, so yeah. I was thinking about that. But then when I got home, I saw the riverboat, and I didn't have my chair, but it was a lot of good music put towards that. Shouts out to Crime Mob. Yeah. So, nevertheless, I got these cards. So I picked out 4 cards, which I'll probably do 2 extra ones. But I try to get music related questions, which I feel like the music creators are going to get them. And then I have another deck of cards, which is called the interview deck, which is from Pod Deck. So I got a couple questions that I'm going to be asking them. So we'll see if they get these answers. Well, the first 4 from the grill, you got to get it right. But the other ones, it's just perspective questions. And I try to pick questions that were kind of similar to music, being the fact that we're listening to a music podcast. So yeah, that's what we got.
All right, we're ready, man.
Yeah. So y'all good? Any questions, comments, or whatever? I should put y'all on a timer, but I ain't gonna do all that. We will, because we gonna revisit this again. I think we should have this episode once every maybe like 6 or 7 go around, so I can kind of see if I can stunt y'all a little bit.
Okay, we with it.
Cause all y'all are sharp on y'all music. I will say all y'all are sharp on y'all music knowledge, but there are some in here that are hip hop related, and when I say hip hop related, you know who I'm targeting. You know who I'm targeting.
Oh goodness! So speaking of hip hop, let's.
Oh yes. Tell us about your experience.
Let's talk about. So this was my first time in New York, and I actually went down to see DJ Cassidy pass the mic, and I can't name all of the performers, but heavy New York, obviously. Mm-hmm. And when we walked in, we were a little late, so I missed some of the good people like Special Ed, and I have to list the name people later, but when the energy in it was in Radio City Music Hall, the energy was just like no other. I guess because, you know, being in New York and hearing, you know, the New York artists that they had, and then when Cassidy was playing like music on the side, he was just doing all New York music. And I mean, it felt so crazy to be in the presence of people who actually like grew up with some of these folks, right? So the energy was so live. I mean, it probably was sold out, but it was just amazing to see. So that was really good. Then I also went to the Book of Brooklyn. No, the Book of Hove. That was at the Brooklyn Library. Mm-hmm. And it was awesome. The way they transformed that whole library. They had in different places. They had like his most recent like stuff that he did with Tidal and some of his brands. Then they had a documentary that they it was about 6 minutes that they had in one other room, and I mean it was just really cool to see. They had like a sculpture of some of his albums. I can't think of which album it was. Yeah.
Blueprint 3.
You said what?
The Blueprint 3.
The one with the white or gray, kind of with the red stripe. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, they had that album there. But it was cool to see. It was really nice, and of course, it was free, so you could come down. And to me, Brooklyn, the area seemed more like family or home versus I was staying in Manhattan, and Manhattan was kind of like, you know, touristy.
Right.
So it was cool. Definitely will go back.
Glad you had a good time. I agree with you. Manhattan's cool, but when you get to Brooklyn, it's a whole different. It feels very comfortable. So yeah, I'm glad you witnessed that on our behalf.
Definitely. So I went with a couple of my friends, and actually 2 of my friends are really big hip hop heads, and we were having a conversation. I was like, dang, I should record this, because we were talking about like the start of the whole neo soul movement, because we start talking about Baduism, and then we started talking about Maxwell. It was a really cool conversation to just be amongst, people that like-minded like us in terms of music. So that was cool.
Very dope.
Those are the good conversation where it feels like you forget what time it is. Like you look up in 3 hours. Because you so much great memories of the music that's shaped what you like now. So that's dope. That's real dope.
And I saw Big Daddy Kane in the airport, and I was like, damn, I want to get a picture, but I don't want to seem like no groupie. I was like, you did a really good job last night. And he was like, thank you so much. He did say something, but I was like, damn it, man. Should have got your picture.
If you could talk to him, you should have got your picture.
I would have been. I would have been like,
I don't give a. Look, it's Big Daddy Kane. I'm asking for a picture. All right, this is Kane.
Oh my God.
Big Daddy Kane stay in North Carolina, so
we targeted that. Don't we see him there? I'm telling you.
We definitely gonna see him.
Y'all got to excuse me.
I think I was probably starstruck, and I didn't want to, act crazy. That's the same way I was when I was on the train going in the airport with Eric Benet. Yeah, he's one of my
Georgie Porgy.
Yeah. I just looked at his feet and I said, "Oh Jesus, that's Eric Benet." Well, but anyway, carry on. So that was my story. So yeah, it was cool. New York was cool.
I'm trying my best to not. I'm trying my best to not hit like these sound effects that I got. Because that sound effect should have went hard on that feet comment, but we
you hear what she just said about Eric Benet when she came and be crazy about Alex Isley, yo?
Yes, I did, because Eric Benet is my senior, and okay, never mind. Yes, Eric Benet has been one of those. Okay, I'm just saying this really quick. You know how you have like a list of folks in terms of like your artists that you may have a crush on or whatnot.
Yeah,
Eric Benet has been at the top of the list. So when I saw him, I was like, I looked down at his feet. I said, "Oh my God, that's Eric Benet. Jesus, what am I gonna do?"
Wow. So we gotta get to the point, and this is for me too, because I know I get stressed too, that we're gonna have to stop being like fans and being like, "Hey, I am a content creator, and I would love to interview."
Well, right? Yes. Correct. This was before, the Soul Curators was about, because this is about a year or so ago in terms of Eric Benet. But I said that because I saw Big Daddy Kane in the airport when I was coming back from New York. So,
man, I hear a lot of good stuff about Big Daddy Kane. Though. I hear he's like real down to earth. So next time we see him, if we all see him together, we'll make sure you get that photo.
I'm rapping raw lyrics, walking right up to him. I'm not even saying hello. Come, get some, you little bums. I'm just going in there. I love King.
Hey.
Real. I'm glad you had a great time with that experience, and I'm glad that it kind of opened up your eyes to some more hip hop. I know you're really kind of rediscovering your hip hop love, and I'm glad that you.
He say all of that.
Not credit for
when
it.
I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call. See, come on now. I mean, I know some hip hop. Okay, I should have done that the first time we
had this. Hey, Todd from Queens, you got somebody you need to speak to here. You know what I'm saying? He's ready to have a conversation with you.
I could probably do that whole song verbatim, and that was back when it came out.
Absolutely.
No, I'm kidding, but I get it. Yeah, it's
so
all love.
We know there's somebody looking forward to this new LL project.
Hey, man.
Wow.
Well, at least he's coming out with music. I mean,
I'm looking.
Yes.
Unlike somebody else.
Talking about you, Dwelle.
Man, today he come on this show, man. You're into us right now. If we ever tell y'all that Doyle gonna be in the show, do not miss that. Do not. It's
Do
about
not miss it. I mean, we have to almost put together like excerpts of all of our shows so that he can hear.
He was like, yo, I'm about to drive down to Cleveland, fuck this nigga up.
Right.
But
let's
I
get
did
started. We'll be here all day.
I did though, like I did shout, like, give him some type of leeway, because like somebody posted about independent artists putting out their own music, and I was like, yo, that's probably why we not gonna see anything from Doyle in no time soon.
Wait a minute now. We have told you that plenty of times, and you talk about you just not talking about giving him a.
I was like, yo, just giving him some leeway, like, yo, I'm trying to get off your back, I'm giving you some, like, hey, I understand type of stuff. And, maybe he'll come through and, bless us with an interview. I don't care if he's dropping the music or not. I just want to talk to him.
You guys really kind of brought up a question, and it just hit me because I actually thought about it during the week, and I forgot to ask you guys about it, but I'm definitely going to do it now. So we, for those who have been following us, we interviewed Tamisha Waden a couple episodes ago, and she video treatment for a song that had been out since 2017. So what I wanted to ask you guys is real quick, and I know we got to get to Mr. Alpin's segment. I want to ask you guys real quick, what do you think about artists who release videos for music that was previously released? Like I'll give you an example. If Faith Evans drop a video for Reasons today, I'm all. It's 2023. Reasons came out in 1994. If she drop a video for that right now, I am all the way in. How do you pardon me? How do y'all feel about that? About some of your favorite artists, and this is everybody. I want to know how y'all feel about it. Some of your favorite artists drop singles, videos for songs or singles that they never released before, no matter how old.
So the Faith Evans was a bit of a stretch because that was so many years ago. However, you said what? It's never a stretch with Faith.
With Faith.
So she's on your list. Okay, I see. All right. So yeah, I think
it's the list.
She's the list. Oh my gosh. I don't think I have a problem with it. I mean, depending on the circumstances and if it's going to be quality content, why not? It's one thing if it's a song that we don't listen to, but maybe if the visuals came out, that it would bring people closer to the actual song, so I think it's cool.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it, because I know if it's artists that we enjoy, it's timeless music. So when we see the video, is just gonna all match the energy of the timeless music that they made. So I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it as well. For some reason, I thought about movies, like when a movie come on and like I think about Transformers, like the new Transformer movie. They was playing all '90s music, but it still was kind of relevant to like the scenes and stuff. So I'm like, I look at it like that. But at the same time, too, a lot of songs that we've heard back in the day, it was a lot of these songs had messages. You know what I'm saying? So you could put some good writing to it, and it still just be new.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm with it. I rock with it.
Yeah. Okay. That's something I've been thinking about for a long time. That's one thing for sure. If I ever became like a billionaire, if the Lord see fit, that's the first thing that's probably one of the first things I'm gonna blow my money on. Like, hey, you want to make a video for this song you put out in 2001? Because I really like this song, and I'd love to see a treatment for it. I'll pay for it if you do it. So
yeah.
I know we got to move to the next segment. I just want to throw this out there for y'all to think about for the next show. Think about what music video that you saw whenever that you think would be a dope movie. So think about it, and then we're going to talk about that next show.
That's a good point. Okay, we can do that.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Now I'm be thinking about this music, man, and what songs need videos.
I'm gonna write a list.
Yeah.
That was a good
Yeah.
thought. That was a good thought.
I'm gonna just throw it out there. Just all the Dwelle's music.
Dwelle. Yeah. Do kitchen
Coming for
time.
you. We coming for you, nigga.
Oh my gosh. And with his creative mind, he could probably come up with some cool different scenes and stuff. I mean, I'm sorry, Pete. I'm thinking back to his earlier projects where he had those dialogues with the women and stuff like that. I can't think. Is it Rise? Oh man.
Shit.
Well,
the song
woman,
subject. The subject, the way it comes on before the drums come in.
Yeah.
Like that boom 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 dum dum.
Yes.
Boom. Like I can see somebody having dialogue, like a quick 2-3 minute dialogue, and then they walk out the store and then boom boom boom, and it just tells like this story. I see it all day. But
or I can also see him do cheating because that's perfect. You know?
Didn't he do cheating? Wasn't that a video? I thought a video came with that. Or was it so much? Was there so much controversy around that song that he just said, you know, the hell with it?
Was it really controversy?
Y'all don't remember that?
Listen to the lyric.
Yeah, you got a video, but
yeah, y'all don't remember the controversy around that song? Like old people on the radio was pissed at that nigga. Like y'all playing this filth on the radio. Y'all don't remember that?
But they must not. I mean, they didn't get through the whole song.
They did not. They did not. And it was the start. Like Dwelle was ahead of his time when he made that song. Like it went viral to a certain extent. Like it was kind of before the internet is. I mean, the internet is there, but it was getting played on the radio. I remember listening to it, and I believe it was on the radio. And who I can't think of which radio host it was, but it's a big radio host. Had people call in and was like, "What do you think about this song?" Old lady got on there and was like, "That's some filthy mess."
Oh my god!
It's a song about cheating.
Wow.
And look, I stand corrected, Pete. You're right. He has an actual video for that already, and this is 15 years ago, so I have to go back and revisit it because it's been so long since I've seen videos. You know, that's a whole nother conversation. But
he was good at that. Like he made a whole bunch of videos for his projects, like the Once Woman album, the Once World Woman project. It was like he had a video intros and all that type of stuff leading up to the project, and then he released how the music was made, and like he was good. Like we don't give him enough credit. He was really ahead of his time. So this is my plea, Dwelle, you know.
Yeah,
hey.
so while we move to the next segment, it's safe to say that Soup's Kitchen is the #1 fan. Behind all of this criticism, he really is a huge fan. And that's so cute. I'm just playing. I feel you. I'm right there with you. So let's get to these questions.
All right, cool. So, again, to the people, we have 4 cards from the Griot, Blackest Questions. And then we have some cards from the interview deck from Poddex. So, we're going to do the Griot questions first. I'm going to ask a question, and then, I don't know, I guess y'all just blurb it out, all right? All right, so, this is funny. Who is the best-selling female rapper of all times?
Queen Latifah.
I don't like
Minaj.
I'm sorry, best-selling. Okay, wait, are we talking current?
It's Nicki Minaj, unfortunately.
No, it's Cardi B. It's Cardi B.
It's Nicki Minaj, unfortunately. It's Nicki Minaj.
Soop is correct. I saw that, I was like, okay.
If you see it,
right.
Last song I heard was Itty Bitty Piggy. After that, I ain't heard nothing I like.
I ain't gonna lie. I can't tell you not one name of a Nicki Minaj song. I don't like the way her booty looks like plastic.
Oh my God. That has nothing to do with her.
Oh my God.
Has a lot.
No, that has nothing to do with her rap skills because Little Kim turned into a big, she had all this surgery and stuff done, and her skills has nothing to do with her rap skills. Okay, let's have a disclaimer.
She was so
Soup's
beautiful.
opinion. Oh, she was. My nephew loves Lil' Kim. Soup's opinion is not of that entire. Okay.
All right, so
her fake booty has nothing to do with her rap skills.
Right.
Continue.
All right, she sold more than 1 million records. Minaj is a Trinidadian. Yeah, I'm saying that right. Born rapper, singer, and songwriter who grew up in Jamaica's Queens. She released several mixtapes between 2007 and 2009 before her debut album, Pink Friday.
All right, cool.
All right, so the next question. Name the best-selling album by a female hip-hop artist.
Lauryn Hill. The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
That's on the treading on the lines of R&B, but I mean, I guess she won a Grammy for.
What was the question again?
The question is, name the best-selling album by a female hip-hop artist.
Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
I'm having a hard.
I don't think it's that.
I'm having a hard time. I feel like it's gonna be somebody I don't like.
Yeah. I'm thinking it might be Nicki Minaj again. But I can't. We sound like some old ass people. But I can't figure out what album it is. No, I don't know.
I wouldn't say we sound old because I love Glorilla. That's my motherfucker. I love Glow. Glow is my. And the City Girl. Too. I love all of them. So they
who's the young lady that sang that raps Don't Play With It?
Lotto.
Play with it.
She's so New York.
Lotto, or is that?
I rock with her.
No, it's not Lotto.
I love that song.
It's not Lotto. It's somebody else. She's from New York.
No, don't play with it. Don't play with it. Yeah, it's like She
has that vibe.
That's not Lotto.
Nah, Lotto is Atlanta.
She's Atlanta bred.
But I don't know.
I only know Rhapsody, Say Rock, Brittany Carter, like those. That's my group.
Those that click, yeah. So the answer is
Rhapsody.
Soop got the answer correct. Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
So that's the top selling, but okay.
It's considered
so
hip-hop.
This album has sold over 20 million copies worldwide. It is Lauryn Hill's only studio album. She also has a live album and released over 20 singles. Hill is also part of the 90s band The Fugees.
That's a cheat code. That is an R&B album with somebody rapping.
That is an R&B album. Let me tell you, that is a life album for me, and that shit was R&B for me. Now we can say, and there's a debate that says, is Lauryn Hill a singer, not turn rapper, but is she a singer first versus her being a rapper, or is she vice versa? I personally think she's a song.
So it just happened to be during that time. They didn't categorize it in that way. There wasn't hip hop charts during that time. It was all R&B. So
really,
yeah, during that, like hip hop and R&B was the same chart.
Okay.
So like you would see Busta Rhymes on the R&B side. They'd be like, "What's going on?" Like, and then I think it turned into urban or something like that, and then they finally hip hop and all of that. It's all separated.
It was hip hop / R&B.
Yeah, it was like, but it was all on the same chart. It was all on the same chart. Like they didn't separate them.
To her credit, Lost One, one of the greatest hip hop songs of all time.
Lost One.
Lost Ones. That's
the hip hop song. So she's got more raps on the album than she got sing.
I need to go back and look at that. I need to go back and research that because I don't know. She has more hip hop songs on that than R&B.
What was that confetti that came over your screen?
The quotes. She has more raps on that album than she has singing.
Hey, everything is everything.
Yeah.
That was weird.
What's that?
Okay.
That thing is considered hip hop.
X Factor to Zion, Doo Wop. When It Hurt So Bad. I used to love him. Wait, I don't know. Nothing Even Matters.
Matters, like, come on.
Take My Eyes Off of You. tell him more R&B, but okay, I digress.
I'm with you, Rattler.
All right, question 3. In 1959, this black-owned record label was created by a former automobile worker who introduced white America to dozens of talented black performers during the height of the civil rights movement. What is the name of this record label?
Motown. I'm sorry.
Wait, you said what was the year again?
1959.
Does it say the city?
Motown. Of course, he won't say the city.
No, because
you said
I know I believe it's Motown, but what about Sax? Was that a black label or was that a white label? They just had black artists.
Well, the key thing that wasn't the question was the civil rights movement. So you think about the civil rights movement.
Motown.
Civil rights movement was between like 1955-ish to, I don't know, 68 when King got. I don't know my math.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Right.
Yeah.
So Sax, I think Sax was a little bit younger. I don't know, but nevertheless, the answer is Motown Records.
Forgive me, Mr. Govan, getting my civil rights history. I know we studied that a lot in class. So my teacher, forgive me.
Yeah. So Barry Gordon opened Motown Records in Detroit, Michigan, at the encouragement Smokey Robinson. The label gave us top charting acts like The Temptations, Diana Ross, and The Supremes, Jackson 5, Stevie Wonder, and Marvin Gaye's Motown. Motown backbeat sound became synonymous with great melodies, the use of tambourines, and strong bass lines.
Absolutely.
Wasn't Boyz II Men a part of Motown also?
They did.
No, it is a song called Motown Philly. Not
right.
Was it?
No, wait.
They ended up signing with Motown for a minute.
They was with what was it? It was a like island Motown something. It was an actual Motown, but it was an imprint of Motown.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I thought it was at some point. When you said he started, what did you say? You said he started at automobile
something? Worker.
Yeah, I figured it. I mean, Detroit is
because the whole Motown thing is based off an assembly plant.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna do a pivot real quick since what Mr. Goodbar said class. This is one of the this is one of the interview questions from Pod Deck. What was the most memorable class you've ever taken in school or college?
Ooh.
I hate school.
I'm gonna go ahead and go first if you guys are okay with that. I'm gonna say my financial accounting class at SBI at FAMU. The first semester I was at FAMU, and I will never forget it. We were in an auditorium setting, and I forgot my teacher's name. My professor's name rather. So we were all sitting in class. He was going through debits and credits, and he had this chart up on on the chalkboard, and he was explaining. He had been talking for like 30 minutes. And this lady that sits in front of me stands up and she says, "What?" And the whole class was like, "I know, right?" We had no idea what the hell he was to the point that he actually started laughing. He had to just respect it because everybody was like, we were all confused. But that class ended up being very pivotal for me for that semester. I did pass it barely, but I did pass it. But that moment kind of solidified how focused I had to be in that classroom. So that was probably my most memorable out of all of my classes.
Nice.
For me, Jesus, it had to be Advanced Calculus 1 because that's where my tribe, my math elite tribe is what we call ourselves. Kind of like really, we all had class together. Oh, hush. We all had class together. And the professor was an older black guy. He had a southern accent. So every little statement he used to make, we would make fun of him outside of class. But we would do a lot of studying together. So that was, and it was a tough class because I was after Calc 1, 2, and 3. So Advanced Calculus for me.
Oh, I have to answer.
Oh, you don't have to answer. No,
You don't have to answer.
you don't have to.
Nah, man. I for real, like I hated school. Well, PE was my best class. That was my favorite class.
Big fact. Love the transparency. This is what it's all about. I hope you guys are enjoying this.
So I guess the kids don't go to you then for questions.
Hell no. Hell no. My wife is the brains of the family. Like,
Tell me what that. So how, did you hit that motherfucking dodgeball?
Oh my goodness.
I'm good on Black History. Like Black History. So like I'll say this though, like Black History class is probably my favorite. Any like history. I mean, fuck all the white history shit, but the Black history shit is like that's where it's at.
I will agree with you. So it was like I really found a sense of pride when I started really studying Black history in school, when we had a teacher that would teach it. And it sounds super cliche right now, but I mean, I really do remember that. I remember enjoying class and being upset when it was over, when the bell rang.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I'll never forget. I was about to say, I'll never forget. In third grade, I learned about Madam C.J. Walker because I had a Black female teacher. And she was like, I'm not going to teach you about Malcolm, Martin, Rosa. I'm not going to teach you about the basic people. I'm going to teach you about something else. So we had to pick out this hat. And I picked Madam C.J. Walker. I'm like, who the fuck is Madam C.J. Walker? So I did the project on her and found out how influential she was on Black hair and just as a Black, millionaire. And I was like, oh, this is dope. So then I just started going into a deep dive of just like Black history from there. I was only in third grade learning about, all these different people that invented cars and all types of stuff. So like it was pretty cool. Like that's what I enjoyed. But
and now we kind of have to do a lot of that teaching at home, especially if you live in Florida. But I digress.
Absolutely.
Moving on.
Talk about it.
Shit.
Fuck the Santos.
Yeah, that part. All right. So
you answering the question too?
Oh, I mean, I can. Yes.
Don't say math.
Wow,
it ain't. It ain't math. So I took this last semester, ethics and communication management. That was very eye-opening, man. Just the ethics when it comes to communications, when it comes to journalism, marketing, all that stuff. It just really put me in a good place and thought to make it like, okay, well, things are not just right and wrong. It's really just ethical. So I really enjoyed that because that made me think a lot better about my schooling, like as far as like the career that I'm in right now. In high school though, definitely a history, Black history. Like my grandfather was teaching us that, but to hear it in school, shouts out to Coach Lee, he just passed too. But just hearing about Black history and in a setting with like my peers, I think that really changed a lot for me. Cause I mean, in school you hearing about Christopher Columbus, you hearing about other stuff. You're like, what does this have to do with me? But then when you hearing about Jesse Owens and stuff like that, man, that stuff like that really intrigued me because a lot of that stuff they persevered over. So, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
A great
I
question.
know all the shit that we invented is crazy to me. Like when I found out, because we in Cleveland, so like finding out the stoplight was invented here and all that by a Black man, I'm like, wow, this shit crazy.
Yeah. That's why. Well, never mind. I was going to say that's why we're so feared.
No, talk your shit, Christina Curates. Talk your
listen,
shit.
Listen, y'all want to don't go down that route. Don't go down that.
On now.
Y'all already said the sentence. I'm like,
right. I mean, to say that slavery was a benefit or whatever the hell he said is just like, fuck the black people, or fuck the people who had to come over here and they didn't want. It's just crazy.
Right.
It's crazy. I think that we as a people have a lot of we got a lot of work to do with our kids so that they can know what's going on. And even for adults, I mean, we need to open books and so we can know what's going on. So much history that is out there that we don't know. And it's a shame that some of our kids, depending on where they are, will not get that.
This is why
all.
I'm so moved by this question, Mr. Alfie, because, and I got to honor Christina Curates for your career, because I still remember the professors and the teachers who touched my life, and who little bit of time that they spent with me and teaching me little things that I still remember and hold on to this day. I don't remember everything, but the things that apply, and it really does make me feel good. I still remember those moments where I got something and a light bulb went off in my head, and it just changed the trajectory of what I thought about. So seeing you have that power and that ability and to do that, and I cannot wait until, you probably have already experienced this, but decades down the line, somebody comes up to you and tell you how much you changed their life in a positive way. Because unfortunately, I had a chance to tell the teachers who I loved how much I loved them for what they showed me and taught me. So you get a chance to actually have that experience to touch lives, because it's so, I mean, you could just sit here from listening to us talk about the classes we've taken, how important that is, how meaningful it is. And even if we don't appreciate it in the moment, we're adults raising kids now. We still remember the lessons we were taught. You know what I'm saying? So all my administrators and teachers and everybody, I mean, you guys are just, y'all are God's gift, man. Y'all are nurses. Y'all are God's gift. So thank you.
Thanks.
Shout out real quick. Shout out to you, Christina Curates, for sure, for standing in that space. Definitely shout out to for me, Clifford Buggs. May he rest in peace. And Terrence Buzz, man, they were my music teachers, and all the walk that I walk right now is a lot of that is partly from them and Jenkins family. That's our family right there too. So yeah, all right.
Yeah, it sure is. Bugs is definitely family. He was in school with my uncle. So, and for me now, since this is 25 years for me, I'm still teaching math. I still teach the math stuff that people hate. But I've started now to try to teach other like life skills, and we talk a lot about just life and what's going on in their world, and not taking this youth time for granted, because they're so ready to get out of school. It's like, I'm tired of school, I'm ready to go to college. And it's so funny because I teach seniors, and they're like, some of them will come back and say, I remember when you said we had to do X, Y, and Z, and that was the case. Even my own son, he kind of rebelled against me a little bit in terms of the math, but to see him grow up now to an adult the way he is now, is just like, it's amazing. I went to a reunion of a class 10 years, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I taught these children from like 9th through 12th grade. But they had their 10-year reunion this past summer. And it's crazy to see it. So yeah, it's definitely, like I said, I've kind of changed my thought process, and I do more than just teach math. I try to have other conversations with them, because they won't remember what the Pythagorean theorem is. They're not using that shit at home.
Still remember the Pythagorean theorem.
I know
and used it once, but I still remember.
Look, this is the part of the conversation now. I'm just sitting here, and this is going like.
Well, depending on how old your children are, they probably know what the Pythagorean theorem is also. Okay,
they do.
Next question.
They do.
All right, we're going to do 2 more questions. We're going to do the last question from the grill, and then the last question from interview deck. And then after that, we're going to get into what we got on our shirts. And then we're going to be done. All right, last question. The hip hop group.
Okay.
The hip hop group from the Bronx was the first hip hop group to be inducted in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Who are they?
Run DMC.
Run DMC.
Run DMC's from Queens. The Bronx, you said, right?
Ooh.
There's Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5.
You are correct.
You are correct.
I mean, since you are from that area, you probably know.
The way that Mr. came in and shot that thing down.
Right. So real quick, y'all, KRS-One, I said it all crazy, was performing at the DJ Cassidy, and of course his song South Bronx, South. I mean, they went crazy with that cable. You could just feel the energy. It was just crazy. It was cool.
That's one of my bucket list performances. That's one thing I still have yet to experience is him performing South Bronx. Yeah, I've never seen him live, and but when I get the chance to, I'm going to lose all of my brains because I'm not a huge KRS fan, but I love it's certain stuff that he has that I love, and I just can't wait to hear it.
And I've seen him twice.
Look
I
at
saw
you.
him at Essence.
Who, KRS?
I saw him at Essence.
Yeah, he was
I saw him.
So KRS, I saw him once, and he did the whole South Bronx thing, but it was in Gainesville, and so it wasn't. I need to see it in New York. Like I need to see it in the element. Yeah,
absolutely. I'd love to see it in the Bronx. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I want to see a lot of performances go down and like. I'm like, I don't want to see it down here. Like, matter of fact, real quick, like Wu-Tang and Nas and De La Soul, they coming to Florida. I'm definitely not going to the one in Jacksonville. I probably want to go to the one in Hollywood, but then the one in Tampa, they doing it around a pool. And I'm like, I don't want to see my heroes around no damn pool. But it's Florida, and I'm like, man, I want to go see. See, I was like, I need to go to concerts up north in the element.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to see Wu-Tang around no damn pool.
Yeah, I felt the same way when we saw them when they came here. It was Nas and Wu-Tang, and I was just like, man, this would be so dope if we saw them in New York.
And it was so crazy, but Nas was performing somewhere in New York the same weekend, and both of my friends are like, Nas, he's on their list. So we were like, damn, Miss Nas.
But you went to the Book of Hole. That's pretty regal right there. That's major right there. That's major.
Speaking of Nas, that new project is mid.
I agree. It is very mid. Magic 2 didn't do it. But I still love. I'm trying to encourage him to continue to put music out. Keep putting it out. I love that he's putting out music still.
So, real quick, we'll make this quick. Within the whole scheme of what Nas is doing, I still think overall Nas has been like killing the game. Even if the album is mid, I look at it from an overall perspective. And he's still killing a lot of people out here that
Oh no, that's facts. That's facts. I'm just saying it's like on Nas standard, it was a mid-level project.
We compare Nas to Nas for his last 5 to 10 years. This didn't really do it, but comparisons overall, he's still stepping on a lot of necks.
Oh, it's still better than that Travis Scott album and whatever other garbage that came out during the same time that Magic 2 came out. It was still better than all of that shit, but Nas standard, it was just kind of, it was okay.
I mean,
I heard something better.
So if we looking at, so this is like his what? Is this his 4th or 5th album within 2 years?
5th, because he did 2. He did 2 and then 3 King's Diseases.
All right, so from 5 albums, right? If this one was mid, that makes the other 4. That's a hell of a percentage, right? My percentage is off. Math teacher, can we? I mean, am I doing right by the math percentage?
4 out of 5 is 80%.
No, he's good. Yeah. Nas is good. I just, for this project, it just wasn't. It didn't just like. I didn't go back to it like I went back to King Disease, and you know what I'm saying, like. And Magic,
That first Magic was crazy.
Yeah, it's like I didn't keep going back to this album like I went back to the other ones. It was like, all right, it's cool. He finished this project, and I'm glad he finally picked some better beats. Great. So
but in that Hit Boy, doing his
it's all Hit Boy. All 5 of these projects is Hit Boy. So, well, okay, let me say, it's Hit Boy and it's a couple of other producers sprinkled in there. I can't think of the other dudes.
Jansport J was
Jansport J, yeah. That's what I was thinking about.
Jansport J is
that boy dope.
Yeah.
That boy dope.
I swear by Jansport J. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna move on because you're talking about Nas and I feel some shots coming.
I don't want no smoke from Nas, yo.
Anyway. All right, so last question I have, a little small twist to it. So it says, which celebrity do you think is a positive role model for kids today? So instead of a celebrity, let's just say a music artist.
Rhapsody.
I like the Rhapsody option. I would say, this is gonna sound odd. I'm gonna say Pharrell, because I think Pharrell has a lot of children creatively, where he inspired a lot of people to kind of step out of their comfort zone and be comfortable being themselves in this generation. The same way somebody did for him, he's kind of done that too. And we can see a lot of his quote unquote creative children flourishing right now because he's kind of paved the way for, well, you don't have to just do this, So I would, he's not the only one, but when the question was asked, that's the first thing that popped in my head. And shout out to him for this whole new creative director for a Louis Vuitton thing.
Yes. So you said name a artist that is, say it again now, I'm sorry.
Name an artist that is, do you think is a positive role model for kids today?
That they actually listen to? Because
that's a good question.
I have a name. I was gonna say PJ Morton, because I don't think I've heard anything negative from his music and just his positivity and the gospel influence. But that they actually listen to her. But I don't even know if they even listen to her.
Her would be a great. Yeah, that's a great answer.
Yeah,
that's a great. I mean,
she's in the new Color Purple movie, right?
Yes.
I think when people see her in that light, and then she's been doing commercials, and she has good music. I think it has a leeway to put her in that light for sure. Like,
then again, how many of our kids, how many of our teenagers are actually going to look at? See, it's.
Well, I think
I feel like they will. I feel like they will.
I think now that she's a Disney princess, I think she has a little bit more influence on the children too. I think that helped her in that element.
She's a Disney. Hey, y'all breaking shit here. Like, there's a new Color Purple movie, and she's a Disney princess. I don't know none of this shit.
They had a live TV version of Beauty and the Beast, and she was Beauty.
Yes. Okay. I'm thinking you're talking about. Okay. Yes, you're right. That's what she wasn't about.
Yeah. So she's officially a Disney princess.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. All right. I'm thinking about the baby that just did the mermaid thing.
Chloe.
What's her name?
Haley.
Haley. Yeah. She's also a Disney princess. So I think her is an excellent answer, Christina, because she's really dumb. I mean, she went from being obscure and hiding her face and having lights set up purposely so we couldn't see her, and now
we don't even know what her ass looked like. That's perfect.
Oh, well.
The circle back. You see the circle back here? The circle back.
So you apparently have not seen all of her IG pictures, because she does. I mean, she doesn't. She's not. Never mind. It doesn't even matter.
I saw her live. She's a tiny little thing. She's a small thing. Under all them clothes, she's tiny.
Well, I'm still going with Rhapsody though, because I saw her effect on my kids. So I don't know. She had a positive effect on mine. So I can only go based on what I got too. So I heard she has a.
What about Tyler, the Creator?
I think Tyler is in a different way. I think I would consider him a child of Pharrell, and he said that himself. He says that Pharrell is who kind of. He said he mentioned in an interview that if you're familiar with Tyler's catalog, his first 4 projects or whatever were very, very raunchy and very, very while creatively incredible, they were very, very hard to listen to for certain people. But if you've noticed, of late, he's cooled all the way out. Like, he's getting more instrumentation. His verses are not as shocking as they used to be when he was really young. Like, he's growing into his artistry. And I think, and he's also trying to inspire other artists, just like Pharrell inspired him. So I think that's a good answer. I think you have to take it in context, though, because he started out wilding. But
gotcha. Okay.
That's kind of why.
I like I like where he's going, because my kids like him too. But I like where he's going. The music that he's making. I mean, it's incredible. Like, he's you can really tell that he is a child of Pharrell. Like a whole ass child of Pharrell, and you can hear it in his music, and it's really dope though.
Wow, because my son is in love with him as a musician, as an artist. And I'm telling my son stories like, when you were in elementary school, I was going to South by Southwest, and I would see Tyler at the shows wilding, like acting crazy. Like, he had stage dove, and I caught him. Like, I remember I was there for all of that. And to see where he is now, my son's like, really? He did all that? I was like, I'm telling you, I was there. I saw him grow up. I'm watching him grow up, and I think that's amazing. So I would say, yeah.
Good answers. I'm gonna go with Pharrell as well. Like, when you said it, I was like, yeah. And then I thought about Tyler, the Creator. I think about a lot of the people who reference Pharrell just in general. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. I thought about Happy. The song Happy. When that song came out, I was like, first off, I love the song, and I absolutely love the video. And I thought that was some liberating type of action going on. I felt like, I know people be like, oh, I'm tired of hearing that song, but I love playing that song when I DJ, because it just has this great feeling to it, and I think it's it's just a very blooming type of song. So, absolutely, yeah. And then I heard Ebro, they got a podcast out where they be breaking down. It's like the hip hop DNA, and I forgot what it was, but I know Tyler Creator was like talking real heavy about Pharrell. And I was like, dang, I didn't even realize he was that inspired by Pharrell like that. And then I started thinking about all the music.
Pharrell was performing and Tyler was in the crowd, and how touched he was. Like, So I didn't know that.
This is an interesting question that I would actually take to my students to see what they would say.
You should do a DNA on
definitely. But I would probably extend it to not just artists, but I would also say, the stars or whatever, because I'm thinking about LeBron James as being that for children, because he has such, although he's such a, people don't like his cockiness or whatever, but I mean, he's a hell of a good player. But anyway, he just has so many positive things in terms of how he's giving back to the community, how he has all of his friends as a part of his, his business. He's a family man. I mean, he may not want to be, but he has to probably be a really positive role model.
I agree with you. I definitely. It's another name I would throw in the hat. You guys tell me how you feel about it. I would have Missy comes to mind for me.
Missy Elliott.
Are you talking about far as music?
Talking
or
about,
you just talking about as a whole?
Thinking as a whole.
A lot of kids don't know who Missy is.
Right, and I would love.
Sad.
I think what would happen if they were to dive into her history and know about where she come from, how she started, how she was put in a box, and then of course, I mean, Missy walks so other people can fly, who I'm not gonna name.
Right.
Well, she's. There's not one person who don't respect Missy. And arts and creativity, all outside of the studio, inside of the studio, fans love. Like, she is a beloved person, and it's because of the work that she put in. and the history that she's made and the changes that she's made. So she has changed the environment for not just Black artists, but also for women, period. She is a setter, and she deserves every single flower that grows out the ground.
Yes.
I love Missy.
Seeing her perform at Essence. I mean, I got to see some pretty decent people this year, but she put on a show. Her show was amazing. It was as if her music came out when I was in college, but her show was just out. It was amazing. It was amazing.
The way I love Missy and love what she's about and love her music and love her style, I just think she's, Mr. Alp, you asked an amazing question, and I can't believe she popped in my mind second, but I can't think of anybody else other than her and Pharrell right now that just are in the front of my brain for a question like that, because they could feed so many souls and so much with what they've experienced and what they've learned, because they put the work in for it, and now they can relax and just enjoy it, but they still working. You know what I mean?
I mean, they could take. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say they could take like Pharrell and even Missy and do the Grammys, because I know they do like specials for people. They could do a whole special on Missy at one night where they have people who, like Chris Brown and Sierra dancing, and they could have some like Rhapsody, whoever rapping. I mean, they could put a whole production together and give her flowers.
Mm-hmm.
They need to do something like that for our generation age people, because we losing them,
Absolutely.
We can also throw in J. Cole.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
I thought about that. Like, he's very. If you're talking about a role model, like Cole is probably a good role model for these kids.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I would throw him in there. That'd be my two. Rhapsody and Cole.
Yeah,
would be like my people.
Yeah, J. Cole was the first artist that I let my son start listening to. I don't know if LP can remember that, but yeah, he used to be really obsessed with J. Cole early on. He might have been like 10 or 11 when he was listening to him, and I'm like, who is this kid? But I mean,
I remember. Yeah, J. Cole.
He was the first one that I let. Yeah, J. Cole definitely, for sure.
That was a good one. That was a good one too. Yeah, and surprisingly for my son, little brother was actually like it was crazy. Like it was very subtle, but I just knew the influence of like little brother seeping into it. But I mean, of course, I was playing it like crazy when he was growing up, but. Mm-hmm. It was funny because I remember specifically I went and like jumped on his Xbox, and he had like the whole Little Brother album on the Xbox. This shit was crazy. I was like, what? And then my son, little brother, your son, J. Cole, like it's right behind each other. You know what I'm saying? As far as like generation, not even generation, just age difference.
No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So. And J. Cole is
Little Brother. Yeah. When you say your son was listening to Little Brother, my kids listen to them too, and because I listen to him heavy, so I realized that I was listening to him too heavy when my daughter understood what UBN stand for.
That is hilarious.
So like when you said that, I was like, oh shit, yeah. They're heavily influenced by Little Brother.
This is all these good parents over here, because it's like when Mr. Alp, you mentioned Little Brother, like you, I was constantly playing it. So when Little Brother came out, I was doing drop offs back and forth to school and whatever event or AAU, all that. I'm playing Little Brother in the whip the whole time. Yeah. So Little Brother actually came to the foreign exchange came to town. And my son had an AAU game, and I told him, like, man, I'm gonna miss your AAU game because I want to go see the foreign exchange. And he was like, well, I don't want to go to the game. I want to go see. He said, I want to go see Fonte.
Hey.
So I took him. I still have this picture. I'm gonna have to share it with y'all. I have the picture of him, and I actually text Fonte. I'm like, yo, my son missing the game to come see you. And so he was like, make sure I see him when he get there. So he stood front row. He saw the show. And Fonte called him backstage. He got to meet Fonte, took a picture with him, and met Dylan and the whole band and all of that. And he was first thing Fonte said, Well, so I heard you missed the game. He was like, fuck that game. I'm finna come see the show. And he was just laughing, tripping. You know what I'm saying? And so yeah, it's wonderful to know that, you know, the things that we pass down to our kids and what they pick up from what we're listening to, because we picked up stuff from our folks that, you know, I don't know why I like Kashif so much, but I know my mama used to play Kashif all the time, so now I know all the songs. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's Billy Ocean for me. My mom was a huge Billy Ocean fan. Like why the fuck I like Billy Ocean?
yeah. So it's good to hear the J. Cole and Little Brother stories for our next generation. It makes me feel good.
Absolutely.
Let me ask y'all a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
We all talking about our kids right now, and we all have experienced interactions with some of our favorite artists. Do y'all remember having any interactions with your parents' favorite artists?
I did not. No, my mom wasn't.
What do you mean interaction? What do you mean interaction?
Like, have you ever met any of your parents' favorite artists at any point in time growing up?
Nah.
We all have our kids. We all have at some point met our favorite artists. And I met Rhapsody, and my kids have met Rhapsody. You know, your Goodbar, your kid has met Fonte. Everybody has had their kid around some type of artist at some point. Has it kicked into y'all how dope that shit is? Because like we didn't get the chance to experience that growing up. Like I didn't get the chance to meet Marvin Gaye or Stevie Wonder and shit like that. But like my kids is getting to meet, some of our favorite artists. Like, has that like registered to y'all? Like what we're able to do for our kids?
Now that you mention it, I think it did register one time. My son rapped with Rakim.
Oh wow!
I took him to a Rakim show. He was like 8, and everybody was tripping like, "Why you bring your kid?" And I'm like, but the real ones was like, "Oh yeah, you feeding him that real good stuff." So when Rakim came out, I brought him up to the front of the stage, and Rakim kept going over, touching his hand and shaking his hand or whatever, and then he saw him rapping along, so he handed him the mic. He grabbed my son and was handed him the mic, and my son finished the verse. I got a video. It was the greatest moment of my life.
Wow, I bet it was.
After the show, he took a picture with Rakim, and I was like, that's when it dawned. That was when I realized, like, as much as I love Rakim and he's my idol, to see him interact with my son was better for me than me interacting with him. I didn't even care about me meeting him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I did done.
That's pretty cool. So I have these last 2 days I've done a survey for my kids, and one of the questions was name an inspirational lift me up song, and of course half of them didn't have any, but it's interesting to see some of the songs that they chose. J. Cole is on some of it, Kendrick Lamar, somebody put Chief Keef's song. I'm thinking like, what in the hell? I said it's got to be clean. Yeah. It's just interesting to see how like they don't have. I mean, inspirational. I guess getting money is inspirational to them. Somebody said "Lil Baby Get Money," and somebody did put Kirk Franklin "I Smile," and everybody was like, "What is this?" But then when I turned it on, they start singing it. So it's cool to see. I was playing it every now and then in class because it's their songs. So.
It's dope to have a teacher like that playing, giving that option to play that. That's dope.
Yeah.
Good dealing. Well, listen.
So
let's back this thing up. Let's talk about these shirts real quick.
All right.
Who's going first? Well, the ladies go first.
Yeah, ladies go first.
Okay, so I have on my. I read the. I don't want to.
This ain't that type of podcast, Christina.
I didn't mean it. I wanted to.
Hey, LP, you got to edit that out. That goes to the OnlyFans content.
We ain't set up the Patreon yet. We set up the Patreon yet. Oh, boy.
Oh, Jesus Lord. Okay.
I was just trying to do a close up. That's all.
I read the liner notes. I have on my Zoe t-shirt, one of many. gray t-shirt.
To the homie Zoe. I wish you could see this.
Oh, goodness grief.
Lord. Who's next?
Let's go, bro. We'll be rocking.
Who? I'm next or you, Goodbar? Me?
Go on you.
I got. So, all right, here's the thing. I'm wearing a hoodie, but I know it's summertime, but our air conditioner had went out, and I got this bitch on full blast. So I'm wearing my Jamla hoodie. we just got the air back on. It's like 65 degrees in here.
Freezing.
What about you, Mr. LP?
All right, so I have on Savannah State University shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Shouts out to the old stomping grounds. Yeah, man. HBCU action.
All day.
Yeah.
Well, it's like 103 degrees here in Houston at night, so I'm rather kind of upset. Yeah, dead ass. So I'm kind of upset that I have to wear the shirt. I was gonna wear this because we had some other plans tonight that didn't go through, but I wanted to show some love to Jamla also. So I threw on that Fast Auntie joint. You know what I'm saying? Fast Auntie Lounge.
Okay, Fast Auntie Lounge, Cat Daddy.
I'm still, man. I ain't got that shirt. Are they still on sale? I need to get one.
I believe
he was putting back on sale.
But the ill thing about it is that I am a cat day, and I'm original. Back in what was it? March 2021, 2020.
Oh yeah, 2020, March 2020.
Had to be extra. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all the back because I did this on my own.
Mr.
That's what's up.
Okay.
Now the reasoning behind that is because my Remedy t-shirts use our fonts are similar. And so the plan was when he did 90, he was going to do a Fast Auntie Live lounge. Wait, Fast Auntie Live, and I was supposed to travel to go. So when I was like, okay, well, I don't want nobody not knowing who I am. So when you see it, you know it's the kid. You know what I'm saying? But never did make it. But shout out tonight. Shout out to the Fast Auntie Lounge, all the Fast Aunties and Cat Daddies. That's what we doing.
Yes.
Hey, yo, Knife. If you ever see this Knife, you still owe my son a beat machine.
Hello.
You're the number one grudge holder.
Coming to collect. See you in October.
See you in October. Wow. Okay.
Oh my God.
Oh man. That was a classic moment, man.
Nice. This has been a definite change, a definite turnaround. I appreciate the questions, Mr. LP. Thank you.
Yeah,
that was some good questions.
Yeah, man.
Listen,
I had to pull from the deck and see what was up, but that was definitely fun. I'm looking forward to listening to this back. So
absolutely, this audible that you threw was great, and midst of us having to change plans at the last minute, but ultimately it just stands to what I say. Like, there's nothing like the true synergy of finding your tribe and being able to connect with like-minded folks. It does a world of difference, and it also helps with self-care. So I'm super appreciative of all of you. I'm super appreciative of this platform. I'm super appreciative that we have somebody that we can bounce ideas and thoughts off on not a variety of subjects, but knowing how much we all love music and how it just it's the love of our lives above everything else, just about, and how it just connects us, and how we let it influence us, and how we let us be used by the music and all of our platforms. I honor that, and this is one of the greatest things I'm part of. So thank you all so much for allowing me to be a part of this. This means so much to me, and I needed this today.
Amen.
I needed this too, man. It was a great birthday gift. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Happy birthday to you, man. Hopefully you enjoyed your day.
Man, it was perfect. This is perfect. My kids and my wife, they got me dinner, some cards, and it's just another day for me. But like, it was cool. Like, this was much needed.
Perfect. Happy birthday, brother. Much love.
Appreciate it.
So we're gonna let you go celebrate it. Can you please, Soop's birthday boy, set us off and just kind of let everybody know how they can stay connected with you and your platform, sir?
All right. So look, I'm Soop's Kitchen. So you can get me on all platforms, Soup's Kitchen. Even that Thread shit, whatever that shit is. I'm on there. I'm on Fanbase. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Clubhouse.
X. It's called X.
Formerly known as Twitter. But yeah, it's gonna be Twitter forever. But I'm on there. If you want to, just click on the link and you can get my podcast. There's a link tree in my IG bio. You hit that, you can listen to the podcast on SoundCloud. And if you just want the playlist, you got it on Tidal.
Absolutely.
And Apple Music.
Oh, Apple Music, of course. Can't miss that. Miss Christina Curates, ma'am.
Yes. Miss Christina Curates on Twitter, formerly known as Instagram, Facebook, and all of the old mixes that I've done, you can find on the Groove Suite, Mixcloud, and SoundCloud page.
Thank you so much for your mix the other day. I messaged you privately and let you know how much it was helping me that day. So thank you.
No problem.
It's wonderful to know that what we doing ain't for us, it's for other people. And I just want to let you, those who don't message you, like you are really doing God's work. And it touched me that day. So thank you. I just wanted to let you know.
Thank you.
Al Pete.
Yeah, man. MrAlPete.com, MPN-LLC.com. Come get some of that good work. Make sure you download the MPN Network app on your Android store and on your Apple stores. The link tree is on the MPN management. It's on the websites. So when you go to the website, you can find me everywhere, taking the Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. But please make sure you download the MPN Network app and listen to some good funk. This show will definitely appear on here once it gets on the YouTube, so you can check. You can watch the show directly on the app. So it's gonna be some funky stuff. I'm gonna get some blogs going, and yeah, man. I appreciate y'all watching this and supporting MPN.
Absolutely. Please make sure you download that app.
Yo, yes, congratulations.
Congratulations on that app, man. That's a dope ass app.
I appreciate it. More to come, man.
Everybody listening, please go right now and go download that app from the App Store, Google Play, wherever you get it.
MPN Network app.
Yes, please get on that. Okay.
You got radio and you got video on that app. Like that shit is dope.
Talk about it. I'm the young guy, MistaGoodBar here. You can catch me on The Remedy every Saturday, KPFT 90.1 in Houston, or you can catch it worldwide, kpft.org/listen on the HD2 link every Saturday from 6 to 8 p.m. I'm also on the X and on Facebook and on Instagram at MistaGoodBar, or better yet, go to The Remedy Radio. You can catch me there. The website, I am in the process of revamping my website. So MistaGoodBar.com is down right now. It will be back up shortly. We're going to put some updated content. I got to make sure I have a page for my Soul Curators also. So we're doing some revamping on that. So that'll be up shortly. But yeah, please hit me up. I love hearing from everybody. And please make sure you subscribe to this podcast, The Soul Curators. If you love us, if you love music, if you love what we're talking about, please make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed so far. Thank you. We see you. We love you. We appreciate you. Just keep sharing it. And we're going to keep getting on these artists' head. We're not playing with them. You know what I'm saying?
and, hey, on top of that, though, like, if you really, really enjoy what we do, and let's just say you just like a business, come sponsor us. You know what I'm saying? Like, just come sponsor the Soul Curators.
Yeah, hey, we modeling merch. We doing all that.
Oh yeah, we listen. We talk about a t-shirt every show. So if you want to get your shit seen and talked about,
the layup.
Holla at us.
Yo, if we gotta treat niggas like Suge Knight. Yo, if you tired of them other podcast networks,
videos, all on the radio.
Come on to the MPN
Come over
Network.
to the Soul Curators over on MPN Network.
Y'all crazy.
Yes.
Y'all crazy.
Thank you, Mr. P, for another trip, man. We appreciate you. It's always love. Thank you for the support and everything that you do. For everybody who is listening to the Soul Curators, thank y'all for making us part of your day. Whatever you're listening to this, run it back 1,000 times. Make sure you hit us up. Tell us what you think. Feedback on all the crazy shit we just said. We love it.
Absolutely. Please.
We'll catch y'all.
Until next time.
Till next time, we out. Peace.
Peace.